What's good, everyone? It's your guy, Lord Welid. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you had a good time. Today, we're gonna be back into the Sucks series. This one's been highly requested by my man Rami Tweti, and today's guest is none other than Dominik, Prison Bitch Mysterio, or as I call him, Soyminik, Prison Bitch Mysterio. I know it's been a highly anticipated one, Rami. I'm really sorry, dude, but I keep my promise to you, and that's for you, Team Forward. Perhaps later on tonight, I'll do the reaction to the video you told me about the marriage segment of Stephanie, Noseman, and Test. And as for the awesome on Mickey James, I'll work on it tonight, and I'll do it as well as the raw review. And with that being said, let's start. Let's start the reasons. Reason number one: his shitty theme song. I mean, if you look at his theme song is actually pretty stupid, actually, because you can't understand what the dude is, is saying. He's saying, Vavora, Peregrino, ra 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 ra. What the fuck? What the fuck is he saying? Mysterio, new flow, let's go. New fuego. What the fuck is that? What kind of a lame ass theme song is that? Fix your shit, dude. Now, reason number two. His lesbian mullet is stupid, Mago. Ha ha. I mean, come on. I know you want to be like this quote unquote Latino heat or whatever, but come on. Dude, you're ridiculous. You look like a lesbian with that mullet. Come on, Dominique. Which will also leads us to reason number three. His pedo sash is stupid, Mago. Ha ha. Come on, that pedo sash. It's almost as lame as Cody Rhodes, but at the very least, I'll give you credit, Dominic. Unlike Cody Rhodes, you don't spend your time prostituting your father's name in order to get what you want. At least you try to be different. I'll give you credit, even though it's not as good as your father, and you'll never be as good as Rey Mysterio, but I'll give you credit for that one. Reason number four: skinny chicken tender bitch. The guy looks like someone you cannot take seriously, like someone that doesn't work out, or like he's just I'm an apple baby. Mommy, I love being a cuckold. That's you'll get the impression you'll get out of him, which correlates also to reason number five. Not muscular to the point of looking extraordinary, the way like Eddie Guerrero was, God rest his soul, or Rey Mysterio is. Because if you look at those two, those were for their size. They made up in shape and looked very good, and they made up in the promo, the entertainment, and all. Sure, Dominic, at least I'll give him credit. He tries compared to the boring jabronis nowadays. I'll give him credit. He tries, even though it's I'd say infantile to some extent, but at least he gets the character work. I'll give him credit for that one. I'm not gonna be sure it is a sucks video, but I'll give praise when praise are due. You already know how it is. Reason number six, was it? Yes, reason number six. The gimp mask he had on a few episodes on Raw. I don't remember which one. Was it the one this week or the one before when he had the gimp mask with the Kaiser? Like, seriously? What the fuck, nigga? This mask makes you look like those beta males that are in sexual dungeons getting pegged doing BDS. What the hell is wrong with you, Dom? I know you're a cuckold, but come on. Grow at least a bit of a modicum of standards, man. Now, reason number seven. He's better than the Judgment Gay, and that's saying a lot. Because you look at that group, at first, Edge wanted to make something out of it by calling it Judgment Day, but it got ruined and turned into Judgment Gay. Obviously, you know who had the brilliant idea. You already know it's me. I'm a retard. The nose man who had that idea for sure to turn it into Judgment Gate and made the group even more faggier by having to it Finn Balor, Damian Priest, who's like an absolute zero, who adds absolutely nothing. He's mediocre at best. And don't forget about me, mommy. Mommy and my Oedipus complex. Yes, that degenerate. As well as adding later on a loser like JD McDonuts or whatever. Those are making that group from what had somewhat that had to be a somewhat of a menacing group to a gay group, which leads us to reason number 8. His tag team with Rey Mysterio. You could tell when you saw that team previously years ago, he was dragging Ray down. And Ray, I almost hate to admit it, I didn't like. I was like Ray at that time. Come on, Ray, you're better than your son. Why did you bring that jabroni? What's the problem with those second generations and whatever? At least Randy Orton made it work. That I'm a third generation superstar back in the day. He made it work, and I'll tip my hats off to you, Randy. Unlike those degenerate, you actually get the business. Much like you, Dominic, in a sense. But a bit of advice: get rid of those Judgment Day clown, and be your own man. Maybe you could be somewhat taken seriously and work out a bit. It's not that hard to do, man. Now we'll move on to reason number 9. He was a cuckold for real. And you know how you would feel about cuckolding. Ugh, I hate it when it's both ways. Don't say that hate it only if it's on the men's being cucks. No, no, no. It's similar for both traits. Now we'll move on to reason number 10. His prison dom gimmick. You'll see him. It's as stupid as it gets. You'll see this guy, quote unquote, spending an hour in prison, knowing the way he looks, and you're expected to take him seriously as he's this great prison dude, not to mess with and all. And you'll know if he was actually sent. Let's say he was, he would be a prison bitch. He would be like, "Don't drop the soap," and he'd drop the soap. You already know what's gonna happen. He's gonna get death or chichi. What is chichi? Chichi means chichi. He'd be like, give her chichi. And you'll know how it goes. Now we'll move on to reason number 11. Sucked at promos back then, however, got a somewhat of improvement, but with his voice, you cannot take him seriously. Like, come on. Even a child sounds more menacing than Dominic, in all honesty, if you think about it. But you'll see him, like the way he talked, arrogant heel, yet jumps out to hijo de la puta el Viking dildo. Make it make sense, even though that hijo de la puta el Viking dildo has Jobber City bitch written all over him, much like the other retard from that faction that the neckbeards are hyping up. This what's his name again? Mr. Laguana or Iguana was it? Yes, Iguana. Yes, that those neckbeards are hyping up. Any reasonable person with a modicum of common sense would tell this guy has Jobber City bitch all over him. If it was under Vince McMahon, he'd be a jobber. He'd be a comedy jobber. At least Vince would make something out of that fool. Unlike those men, if he were to get him, "Oh, I got Mr. Iguana and Marks are gonna love his puppets and all. They have infantile brains like mine." Which is why record low ratings. And not don't come up to me with the argument, "Oh, they're doing well on Netflix, 2 point whatever." It's in the span of a week, which means the first day they must be doing dynamite numbers, if not prime dynamite numbers, if not lower. It's just a way to cover up, people. Don't be fooled by it. And let's say the stupid argument that Stephanie made about the SummerSlam, the 113,000. In all honesty, you think the 53,000 persons that were at night one, I think all of a sudden they left and they have like new persons that came out to see night two all of a sudden. Come on, don't be fooled by it. You know, you my peeps and all the smart ones, we know we're not going to be lied to and accept those flagrant lies. However, those sheeps, those morons like the Euro marks or whatever, they will be okay with being lied to and accept the mediocrity, such as people like Damian Priest, Alice Gainister Black, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, mediocre wrestlers, still in that company. When you have like a somewhat of a talented wrestlers like your Bobby Lashley's, you could bring a Big Bill back, or like Powerhouse Hobbs, or like Brian Cage, or whatever. So that company wouldn't be just a bunch of jobbers, Edge and Christian, for example. But no, the big nose idiot has to get his way. My legacy must be protected. And his prima donna is not much different either. Either. Now we'll. I got a little distracted, by the way. Pay it no mind. Now we'll move on to reason number 12. His sister Aliyah is way more talented than him, and that should tell you a lot. If you look at the feud with Ray back then, or like his involvement with the Seth Rollins and that jobber Buddy Murphy or whatever the fuck, it was a lackey for Seth Rollins. You could tell that Aliyah had more balls than Dominic. That should tell you a lot. Reason number 13. He can't lift for shit. Unless it's one of those like triple A midget beta male jobbers. He can't even properly lift, let's say, a respectable wrestler type, unless someone like a Roman, or example, has to make it work somewhat. Much like a Sami Zayn, he's a frail bitch, which correlates to reason number 14. Probably weaker than that piece of shit Sami Zayn, and that should tell you a lot. Dominic, sure, you eat a lot of tendies and nuggets and all, but build up, hit the gym, modern wrestlers. You're not supposed to look like us regular persons on the streets. You're supposed to look larger than life. Remember your Cenas, your JBLs, your Randy Ortons, your Bradshaws, your Farouks, or like who? Mr. McMahon, Bob Holly, even though he was a perennial jobber back then. L- Aspire to be like those. Not degenerates like Sami Zayn. Well, you're not dealing with the undercard Sami Zayn. You're dealing with the WrestleMania main eventer, Sami Zayn. Even though in reality, if I was to book this company, he'd be in a pre-show or a curtain jerker, the first opening match, getting squashed by a Val Venus in 5 minutes. Someone of that caliber, getting squashed in 5 minutes, or even quicker, getting squashed by Kane. And here's how the match would go. Sammy would do this, acting like the retard that he does, like try to look tough in front of Kane. Kane would like throw him into the ropes, chokeslam his bitch ass, pin him with 1 foot, 1, 2, 3, the end. Move out the way, jabroni. Now we'll get to reason number 15. I may have implied it indirectly, but you've already figured it out. You cannot take him seriously. When you look at the guy and all, sure, Dominic as a person might be a nice person, but when you look at the character and the way he behaves a little bit of, it still keeps kayfabe to some extent. But if you'll notice the person and the way he behaves, it's like a contradiction. Much like another example, Stardust. That now all of a sudden they want to make us believe he's a main eventer, even though most of us remember him losing like let's say he'd have 90 matches, he'd win like one or two and lose the other ones. Even though we remember him being a massive loser, now all of a sudden, because that guy came back being blonde as if he's like a Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan 2, got some stupid neck tattoo, wears suits while pretending to be a serious, refined gentleman and acting like a vagabond degenerate. Which is it, you cuck? You cannot be both. You're either the serious gentleman or you're the vagabond degenerate. You can't be both. It doesn't make any sense. Now we'll move on to reason number 16. Dominik's first theme song. Oh my god, don't even get me started. It's really as lame as probably like what's the name of that jobber that was with Umberto and Garza? What's his name again? Santos Escobar or Escobar? Let's say Santos Escobar. Yes, yes, I know it's Escobar, but pay no mind. By the way, it's Santos Escobar. His shitty theme song back in NXT. I didn't watch that shit, but I know TWRP said how awful that theme song was. And I know you're right, Pete. You're right, guys. Because Death Rebel creates shit theme songs, which is an indication as to who the next sucks is gonna be. It's gonna be none other than that little baby Smurf called 911. Teenager escaped his home pretending to be a wrestler. Mr. Rebel Fag himself, Johnny Gaegano. He's gonna be the next one on the sucks. Johnny Gaegano, and it's gonna be as fun as Gunther. I promise you that one. Side rant, another side rant, by the way. Now we'll move on to reason number 17. Bland as shit when he debuted. You could tell the guy was like literally like the worst wrestler you can possibly imagine. If you thought back in the day 2002 Randy Orton was bad, no, Dominic takes it to a whole new level when he debuted. You'll see like this elongated looking dude, no muscle, no nothing, looks like some sort of a comic book nerd that would get bullied in high school and would do absolutely nothing about it. Now we'll move on to reason number 18. He got cucked and made to look like shit by two jobbers. The Murphy and Seth Rollins and all, and the way he got treated when the live and dumb stuff started when retards that like Petamel, Jey Uso, and Damian Priest make fun of you. Like, come on, that's a fucking problem, dude. That's a sucks by your on your Lord's part. You already know it. That's a sucks. Because if you have those two losers, those bottom feeders, making fun of you, you know you already suck. And Dominic didn't make it any better when he tried to simp for that Marilyn Manson with titties. What's the name of the dork who made her entrance? That Chris Motionless. What was it? Yes, that degenerate Chris Motionless with like darker hair and a more degenerate type of makeup, who looks like a transsexual. Now we'll move on to reason number 19. He pushed Rhea's Oedipus complex alongside her down people's throats. You already know how I feel about Rhea and her Oedipus complex. To those of you who don't know, type on Google Oedipus complex. I'm sure all you smart one knows. But to those of you who don't, type on Google Oedipus complex, and you'll see that this the same degeneracy that you have grown men or grown women calling a woman who's like younger than them, calling her mommy, a quote unquote woman, probably has a dick underneath, but like Charlotte Flair or Mariah May nowadays. Then again, wouldn't surprise me if those degenerates they take roids and males get soy. He helped to push that thing and start the delirium of the mommy this, mommy that, mommy's always on top, mommy's always on top. Yeah, you're on top pegging him, you mean? That's what you mean? Oh, congratulations! Pushing cuckery down people's throats. And you wonder why the ratings are down. Now we'll get some extra bonuses. Bonus reason number one: he's always the cuckold in the storylines. Like you could say with the women's he's being paired, whether it was the Rhea and Liv, you could obviously tell those women's are leagues above him and leagues above the type of, in reality, they would never go for a bottom feeder like him. Not that there's anything wrong with Dom. I'm sure he's a nice guy and all, and his wife is a good person. I'm pretty sure of it. But if you see, like, let's say, Liv Morgan, she's obviously thinking in her head, damn, those guys are dorks. This Judgment Gate thing sucks. Those guys are losers. Araya, 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 I'm gonna beat you. I'll improve my Liv Morgan impression on that. You'll give me your thoughts in the comments. Bonus reason number two. Got humiliated once by Cody with the whole line when Cody started to seem smarter than he is, saying that I know Rey Mysterio's made mistakes. He's not the perfect father. In fact, I'm looking at one. As if you're not a mistake. Goldust was your father and got did the thing while being a teenager. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but at least if it happens to you, some random sex case, wear condoms, people. And I'm sure you smart one knows and do. So with that being said, this has been the Sucks on Dominik Mysterio. I hope you guys enjoy it. As for the as for you, Team Forward, the awesome on Mickey James and we'll be done with the Raw review tomorrow. The day after, I'll do the Mercedes Marquez thing for you. I'll promise. I'll even do her impression. How about that? And with that being said, I hope you guys will have enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and let me know what kind of reactions you'd like me to do. Or Nasamar sucks, whether it is on the YouTube commentary or on my Twitter feed. I will reply to you with pleasure. And with that being said, see you next time. Take care.